Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Raghuir. In this class, we'll discuss about Moore machine. In our previous classes, we already discussed about finite automata. To understand this class, you should have some basics of finite automata. Please watch our previous classes and come back here. The link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Coming to today's class, let's understand Moore machine with an example. A Moore machine is a finite state machine. A Moore machine is a finite state machine with an output value given on state. Let's try to understand what's the meaning of this with an example. It is a finite automata machine with an output value given on state. Take the example. This is the example for Moore machine. On state Q0, if you are in state Q0, this machine is going to display some output, send you some output out. What's that output? It is going to send 1. So what's the use of these machines? That you will understand by our next example. So let's try to understand what Moore machine is. With the next example, you will get clarity what's the use of this and how to use this and all those things. On state Q0, if you are on state Q0, you have to display the output 1. On state Q1, if you are the slash after that, it is the output. On state Q1, we have to display 1. On state Q2, if you have to display 0. That is what the meaning of with an output value given on state. For each state, there is an output symbol. That is what the meaning of. Coming to that, remaining transactions are same as finite automata. When you see the input symbol 0, we are moving to Q1. When you see the input symbol 1, we are moving to Q1. When you see the input symbol 0, we move to Q2, same as 0. For 1, we are moving here. For 1, we are moving here. On Q0, if you take the 1, we are moving to Q2. This is what the Moore machine is. Let's try to understand how it is going to display with a simple example. Let's take our input string is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Now initially we will start at Q0. Whenever you are in state Q0, you have to display 1. That's why our output is 1. By taking the first input character 0, Q0, we are moving to Q1. Q1 means you have to display 1. The second input character should be applied on Q1. If you take Q1 on 1 input symbol, we are moving to Q1 again. So output symbol should be 1. The next input symbol is 0. When you take input symbol 0 on Q1 state, we are moving to Q2 state. The output should be 0 because on state Q2 we are displaying the output 0. So now next input symbol is 1. Whenever you take the input symbol 1 on Q2 state, we are moving to Q0. Q0 means you have to display output 1. On Q0, the last input symbol is 0. If you see 0, we are moving to Q1. On Q1, we have to display 1. This is how it will execute. One important point you have to understand here, the input symbols are 0, 1, 0, 1, 0 means 5 input symbols are there. Total how many output symbols are there? 6 output symbols are there for Moore machine. Why we are having 6 output symbols? In the initial state, first we start from initial state. Without taking input, we are displaying an output. That's why if you are having 5 input symbols, we will have 5 plus 1 output symbols in Moore machine. This is the point you have to understand. Now coming to the transition diagram, how we write the transition diagram? Transition table on state Q0, Q1, Q2. If you take input symbol 0, we are moving to Q1. Similarly, like our transition table, Q0 1, we move to Q2, Q1 0, we move to Q2 state, Q1 state, Q2, Q0. This is also already discussed in finite automata. One extra thing we have to obtain here is output. On state Q0, the output should be 1. On state Q1, the output will be 1. On state Q2, the output should be 0. So this is how we write the transition table for Moore machine. Coming to our next example, with this example you will get some more clarity about what's the use of Moore machine. Construct a Moore machine that takes set of all strings over alphabet. This is the alphabet, input alphabet A comma B as input, and count number of occurrences of A, B. So we have to count the number of occurrences of A, B. This flexibility is not there in our finite state machines, DFA, NFA and all those things. How we write the Moore machine, let's try to understand. On state Q0, we are starting from Q0. If you see input symbol B, we stay on Q0 and output we display is 0. Whenever you see A, we are moving one step forward. Means we have to identify occurrences of AB, occurrences of AB. On Q1, if you see input symbol B, we are moving to Q2. So whenever you are in Q2 state, you have to display 1. Means we have seen A, B. On state Q0, what's the output symbol it is going to display? 1, because we had seen 1 A, B. So after A, if you see any number of A's, stay on Q1. Whenever you see B, move on to Q2, because we have to count the occurrences of AB, sequence of ABs. AB, if you find one more AB, if you find one more AB, that is what you have to do. After finding one AB, if you find A, again move to Q1 state, because if you find B, again move to Q2 and display 1. If you find B on Q2 state, if you find B, move to Q0 state. Move to Q0 state. Why we are again check the next input characters from A, B sequence you have to check. That's why we are moving again back to Q0. This understanding you will get if you have a good understanding of DFA, then only you will understand this. Okay, this is what the Moore machine to count the number of occurrences of AB. Let's try to understand with an example. AB, B, AB, BB, AB, A. How many occurrences are there? 2 occurrences of AB are there. Initially we start with Q0. What's the output? We have to display 0. Whenever you take the input symbol, we are moving to Q1, so display 0. On Q1, if you see the input symbol B, we are moving to Q2, so that's why we are displaying 1. After that, if you see B, we are coming here and displaying 0. After that, if you see B, we are staying here and displaying 0. After that, whenever you see A, we are moving here and displaying 0. From here, if you see B, we are moving here and display 1. After that, you see A, we are moving here and displaying 0. So how many occurrences of AB is there? 2 occurrences, because our string is displaying 2 ones. This is what a Moore machine is. Now coming to the definition, a Moore machine is a 6 tuple. This is having 6 tuples. What's this tuples? Q, Q0, sigma, O, delta and lambda. What's this Q means? A finite set of states. A Moore machine will have finite set of states, Q0, Q1, Q2. And sigma means finite set of input symbols. In our example, input symbols are A, B. Like that we are having O means output symbols, output alphabet. In our example, we are using output alphabets 0 and 1. The next one is delta and lambda. Delta means transition function on state Q0, any state from Q. Q means set of inputs, set of states. You take any state and if you apply any input symbol, we will move to one of the state in Q. That is what this transition function means. The same way lambda means output function Q on state Q. What is the output? That is what Q tends to 0 O means. It's not 0, it's O mean, capital O means. Let's try to understand with these 2 things with our transition table. This is our transition table. On Q0, if you apply 0, we are moving to Q1. This is set of states in Q, capital Q. The same thing, that's why we call this as delta function. This transition table is similar to DFA. That's why we are not concentrating again. The one point you have to understand here is lambda. On state Q0, you have to display 1. On state Q1, you have to display 1. On state Q2, you have to display 0. This is what the extra transition table for Moore machine. Hope you understand the concept. If you have any questions regarding the concept, please post your questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. Thank you.